If you want the perfect Halloween treat, there is nothing like a caramel apple. These caramel apples aren't just a regular caramel apple. They first are dipped in the perfect consistency of caramel with that great amber color with that sweet and bitter flavor. Then, once they're a little bit cooled, they are drizzled with chocolate and of course have a few extra toppings with some toasted pecans and candy toffee pieces. These are over the top and a perfect, not at all spooky treat. Make these perfect caramel apples, all coming up on today's Wise Guide. I know you can't really hand out homemade treats when trick-or-treaters come a-knocking on your door, but if you happen to know the people or you have nieces and a nephew like I do, or just family and friends, or if you're having a party, caramel apples are a great thing to have. I don't know why, but there is just something that seems so festive for Halloween about a caramel apple. I'm gonna admit, I don't necessarily go over the top for Halloween. I have a few simple decorations. I mostly love fall, but I do collect the vintage jack-o'-lantern Halloween decorations because, well, you know, everything vintage. But I love to do anything festive, and so to make a special treat for the holiday is always on my mind. Caramel apples can sometimes be a little tricky. It sounds easy, you just make a caramel, you dip it, but when I was making these for you guys, I realized to get the perfect caramel is not that easy. You don't want one too thin so it just all comes off, and if it's too thick, it doesn't really dip in easily and you kind of have to spread it, and that's not fun either. So you want the perfect consistency caramel, and this is exactly what you're gonna get. To start, you just wanna take a 4-quart kettle and put in some sugar and a little bit of water. Set that on the stove over medium heat to slowly let it come up to a boil. While that's happening, you can get ready everything that's gonna go on these caramel apples. First, obviously, the apples. I like to pick kind of medium to smaller apples because you're adding so much to them and they can be kind of awkward to eat. So you want to pick a smaller apple to begin with because those jumbo size apples, which by the way, kind of freak me out in the grocery store, they're seriously like Frankenstein. So start with a smaller apple, and if you know me, you know I always pick a Honeycrisp. You just want to put a handle in these apples. I like to use kind of a sturdy stick. I get these at cake decorating stores. They're actually used to kind of lift cakes up if you need to and support them, but if you cut them in half, they're a perfect stick for these. Otherwise, you could just use a popsicle stick. Just stick them right in the center until it feels like it has a good hold in there, and then set them aside. For the toppings, I'm gonna use some toasted pecans because who doesn't love a toasted pecan? Okay, I know some of you out there are like, I don't. You can totally leave them out if you don't want to. All this is customizable. Just chop them up into small pieces and then set them aside. I'm also using some candy-coated toffee bits. You can buy these in the ready-to-go section in the baking aisle. They're just in a bag. It is so simple. And then I'm gonna also melt some dark chocolate just to put on top too, and just kind of drizzle it over them. I like to use dark chocolate because the caramel is so sweet that it kind of has a nice bitterness against it and really balances it out. While your water and sugar is boiling, you wanna just swirl the pan. You don't wanna stir it too much or that could really cause some crystallization. Once all that sugar is dissolved and the water starts evaporating off, you're gonna start getting a little bit of color. First, it will be very faint, just a light brown color. Keep swirling the pan, and eventually you're gonna notice a darker amber color. I like to take mine fairly dark, definitely over 300 degrees. I probably go to about 310 degrees. You do not have to temperature this if you don't want to. I just like to know where I'm at. Take it to whatever color you like. For me, it's always gonna be a little darker. Once it's at the right color, just pull that off the heat. You don't wanna add your cream while it's on the heat. Slowly add in your room temperature cream. If you add in really cold cream, it's gonna really sputter and could almost boil over. So just slowly add a few tablespoons at a time and stir it in until it's really combined. Once all your cream is in, it should be a really smooth mixture. If it's not, don't fret. Just put it over a very low heat. Your burner is probably still gonna be hot enough without it even on. And just keep stirring it until it's smooth. Once it's smooth, you can just remove it from the heat completely and add in some salt because you know I need some of that salt with all this sweet caramel, and then a little bit of vanilla. The vanilla just really amps up the flavor, and I always love vanilla. Stir that in and then let it cool. Once it's cooled for about 5 or 10 minutes, I would just pour it into a glass measuring cup. This is gonna help it cool down quicker. You want this to be almost fully at room temperature. So I like to set mine in the fridge for about 30 minutes, stirring every 10 minutes and seeing how quickly it's gonna solidify. When it's at the right consistency, you can start dipping your apples. Dipping the apples is the fun part. Just take your measuring cup, put an apple over the top, dip it in. If it's solidified a little bit too much, you could heat it in the microwave slightly to thin it down, or just take a spatula and spoon it over. Slowly let it fall down. That's gonna give it a smooth coating. And then just set it right on top of a parchment lined baking sheet. And I like to make sure that baking sheet was in the freezer for about 20 minutes before I do this. That's just gonna make sure once you set it on that baking sheet that caramel's gonna set right away. You're still gonna get some that drips off and pools on the bottom. No problem, that's normal. That will give you a smooth finish still. When all your apples are dipped, you can just finish with the chocolate. Melt your chocolate in the microwave, about 30 to 40 second increments, stirring in between until it's completely smooth. I just like to use these melting chips, they're really quick. Just drizzle on the chocolate on top of that caramel, and then put them on a clean piece of parchment on top of a baking sheet. This way you're not gonna put them back into all that pooled caramel on the other sheet. And when you're putting on your nuts and your toffee, I like to finish by dipping them back in the nuts to make sure there is a good base for them to sit on. That way, they are not just gonna get stuck to the parchment like when they were dripping off. They're gonna have a really great base layer on them, and so they'll come right off. It's almost like a nonstick layer. It's the perfect thing. After you get all of your toppings, whatever customized toppings that you wanna put on it, just set them on the baking sheet and they are ready to go. At this point, you can put them in the fridge for up to about 1 day, or you could just eat them right away. I like to put them in the fridge for a little bit just to make sure they really hardened up, that chocolate's hard, the caramel set, but then just enjoy them. We're gonna be honest, they can be kind of hard to bite out of, so don't feel bad if you get a knife out and just cut them up because they're a little bit more enjoyable. This is the perfect Halloween treat, and even if it's not Halloween, you can enjoy these all fall long. I love to make these for my family members, my nieces, and my nephew, and just see the joy on their faces, and really see the joy on my face. If you agree, make sure to like, share, subscribe. For the recipe, go to the description box. And until next time, have a happy Halloween.